Is death really tragic?
We look at death from a place of privilege. Like we can afford to think that we want to be alive. Trust me, there are so many people that this life has dealt with them with so much bad hand that they don't want to be alive.
So
And
that's
that
what.
is the way, that is where, most people talk about suicide prevention and
Yes,
everything.
that is what
But I'm
makes
still
it.
saying that your zeal to live or
Mm,
to want to live
It's mm. because you have things at your
is
disposal.
because you have things you are looking
Forward
That's
to.
the
Yes,
forward
I
to.
understand. And I feel like that is the unfortunate thing about death. Hi, I'm Tife, and this is Conversations with Tife. Welcome to my first official episode where we have real conversations with different perspectives about life and society. Today, we're going to be exploring the topic, or should I say, asking a question, a very difficult one but important one. Is death really tragic? I'm joined by Christiana and Omotola today, and we're going to be exploring and asking questions and maybe seeing this thing, death, from our own perspective. Tola. Hi, my name is Omotola, and I am so glad to be here.
Thank you for being
Thank you for
here.
having me today.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Tiana, and I'm honestly very happy to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, what was about this particular topic? I posted something about how death can be very, very unfair. You've made memories with people, you've explored together, and all of a sudden someone calls you, oh, this person is dead, and you're like, ow, someone I saw yesterday, I beg, don't play with me. And then someone said, and I said, it's so bad, it's so sad, I just don't like it. I don't like the idea of death. I know I cannot control it. But someone thought otherwise. And she said, maybe I'm speaking from a place of privilege. You know, I can wake up in the morning to say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But some people do not have that luxury. And death could actually be an escape from their suffering. So I'm going to be exploring that together with two people, my favorite people actually. So, what do you think? Is death really tragic? 100%. Death is tragic. Everything about death, everything that surrounds it, whether it's an escape route for somebody, doesn't make it less tragic. Do you know what tragic? Tragic is unfortunate. It's something that is unfortunate, something that is sad. If someone uses death as an escape route, it's still tragic. Does the person really want to die? Does the person Is the person really tired? The family members, are they really ready to let the person go? Am I really ready to stop talking to this person, stop hearing this person's voice, stop seeing this person? I'm not ready for that. So death is tragic, 100%. If there's any other thing way past 100%, it's death.
Okay.
It's tragic. Thank you. What do you think of what she said?
Okay. You cannot remove like tragic from death. Okay. In the sense that it's like a finality that cannot be reversed. But death is final. It's like when you have punctuations, it's full stop. There's no comma after that. It's just full stop.
The end.
The end. But in the normal human emotions, it's normal for us to be selfish. And the way we feel about people dying sometimes can come off as selfish. Yes. It can come out as selfish because we do not want to lose them. We do not care if they want to go or not. We just don't want to let go. And it's normal in the human nature to just want to be selfish because love is selfish. When you love somebody, you are selfish about them. You don't want to, you don't want to just stop seeing them. And why I say sometimes we act irrational when death happens is because most of us are not even there for victims of death until it's happened. You say, oh, you don't want this person to die, but when last you check up on this person, you don't know what they are going through. You don't care about them. You just like the idea of them being alive, but you don't really like the idea of. You don't even care about how they cope when they are alive.
Okay.
So it's more of a coming from a place of this guilt. Sometimes can be guilt. Oh, I lost a friend, and then you be like, I wanted to call her yesterday. Oh, why didn't you call her? Why didn't you reach out?
Okay.
Do you understand? So death is just like it gives this awakening of I'm supposed to have done this, but you did not, and the person is gone. And then you now start beating yourself up. I would have called her oh, if I had known. I would have texted her oh, if I had known. Not caring if the victim wanted to be there or not.
Okay, but don't you think that for irrespective of, I'm trying to come from the angle of you saying that we're being selfish. It's not like we were there when they were alive and everything like that. Do you think it's possible for you to be there for everyone you know in your life?
I don't think everyone is like far fetched because you know so many people. What I am particular about is your friends, people that matter to you. Talking about siblings, close friends, parents. Okay, for example, now you have some people that when we are grown, we move to different part of the world, and you see in a family of five that they are scattered across different
The continent,
continents,
yes.
and then you leave your aged parents in the house, and this your parents may be reaching out to you to like, I want to see you. Or can you guys come back? Or you have scenarios where they don't talk to your parents for years, or even if you talk, it's just how are you, mommy? How are you, daddy? And that's the end of the conversation. And you see these parents requesting that everybody comes back home at least just to spend time with them. And nobody, like, no, they don't worry later. But the moment that happens, everybody's booking their
There's a way.
flight tickets to come back. It's just like a what they call this thing. Just like trying um to I don't know how to put. I'm trying to look for the word to use, but just trying to compensate for the absence. Do you
When they feel
understand?
guilty.
When they feel guilt, that's what I was talking about guilt. Sometimes it can be guilt. Okay. Another example is maybe you have someone that is dealing with cancer, for example. This person is going through vigorous rounds of chemo and they're not themselves. They don't even want to like it's not that they don't want to be here, but you don't want to lose them, of course. But I think sometimes death can be merciful to take away those pain. If you go to hospitals and you see people in severe kind of sickness, you just look at them and say it may hurt to lose this person, but it's not
You'd
better
rather let
off
them
that this person just go.
go. But in some cases, don't you think, regardless, yes, of course, they're in pain. And now I'm not even talking about the ones that you've neglected or the ones that you've not paid attention to. And I understand your points and very valid, 100%. I feel that way too. But I want to talk from the perspective of people that you actually do care for, talk to, you're there for them, regardless of that cancer, regardless of that you're going to die in 3 months' time. I still want them to be there. I'm still hoping for a miracle. A miracle. In fact, some people when they lose their family members, they still hope for a miracle. Even when the family member dies and the person is in what's the
Mortuary.
mortuary already, they are praying that let someone from the mortuary call and say, ah, that place where we kept your mom, things are shaking, your mom is back to life. So I'm still hoping, and me, I'm because I'm a Christian as well. So I feel like I'm always going to be at that point where I'll continue to hope that this person comes back to life because they've said you're going to die. I still don't want you to die.
No, that's what I'm saying. Definitely. I don't think anybody wants to lose. I'm not talking about you as the other person as a bystander because then death happens to somebody, you are just a bystander.
But even the victim, you think the victim really wants to die?
There are some victims. Okay. There are some situations that like I told Tife, sometimes we look at death from a place of privilege. Like we can afford to think that we want to be alive. Trust me. There are so many people that this life has dealt with them with so much bad hand that they don't want to be alive.
So
And
that's
that is
what.
the way, that is where, most people talk about suicide prevention and
Yes,
everything.
that is what
But I'm
makes
still
it.
saying that your zeal to live or
Mm,
to want to live
it's because you have things at your
is
disposal.
because you have things you are looking forward
That's the
to.
yes.
Forward
I
to.
understand, and I feel like that is the unfortunate thing about death.
No, I'm not
No, no.
removing
Yes, of
I'm
course.
not removing death as being
Yes,
unfortunate.
whoever. Let me tell. What I'm trying to say is, even if you're struggling with life, like you are trying to make ends meet, and it looks like nothing is working, money is not coming. I'm still saying that deep down inside, you don't want to die. You just see. I've also been at. Let me tell you something. I've been at that phase. I've been there. I've been. I mean, there's a time that I'll just say, I was. Don't say.
at a phase in my life where I was like, you know what? I want to go. But why was I making that decision? Because things were not working for me. But deep down, do I really want to go? If everything was working fine for me, I don't think there's any rich, wealthy man that has everything. Like, if you lay your hands on any project, it is successful. You have your business, your job, your money, this. You can travel at any point in time that wants to die. And then again, I also do not think there is somebody that is saying that genuinely, if things could just flip a bit, just a bit for them, I'm sure they want to leave. I am certain
Okay.
they want to leave.
One day I was going to do something for my brand and I wanted to cross the road and I saw somebody lying down on the road. He was lying down in his own feces and in his own urine. He was dirty, and from what I saw, I think he has a form of prostate cancer. So he was lying down on the road and I could see how miserable he was. Nobody paid that man any attention. The most merciful thing that could happen to that man anytime is for death to take him. Because why I say so, because because when you look at him and you see how he was like, it's like he was lying almost lifeless,
I
but
understand.
he wasn't dead.
Okay, let me
He
give
was
you.
still alive.
Let me give you an
So
example.
if you are looking at him from a, because I was not like, okay, this man has probably been here for like weeks. Even if I want to
Nobody
help
paid
him, what
attention.
can I do?
Is okay. Let's talk
Do you
about
understand?
yes, because you are not me and you. We are not in the position to. Let's take for example all these people that this philanthropists or people like what's this guy on Instagram, Ashakain. Just some of his videos, you walk up to somebody, the person sometimes people are just seated, sad, they probably don't even have anything. But the moment he says, okay, this, that, it takes them to the supermarket, their face is lit. They're already happy. Doesn't mean that they really want to die.
Okay.
If everybody, if we were so blessed enough to help people, to be there for people, we'll do that. And even those people, they will grab the help. That man in his feces, yes, it was looking like hopeless, dead. But guess what? If he sees a tiny
Bit of hope.
See, he will grab it.
You know something
He won't
about,
say, no, I still want to die
hope,
regardless.
when we talk about hope sounds good on paper. But hope is like holding on to thin air.
That you're
Where
not
is it
sure.
coming from?
2 years, 3 years, 10
When
years,
is
20.
this? Where is this hope coming from? I do not support suicide. I do not support death. But when I see people talk about death with so much selfishness that I'm like, sister,
you have it all going on for yourself,
sister,
right?
when last did you check up on that your friend that complained about postpartum depression?
Yeah, true.
When last did you check up on that your friend that is going through financial crisis?
True.
So why do you think the best time to come and show how remorseful you are is when this person is gone?
See, that is why because I have also been here and I'm talking from experience, talking from the point of being neglected by people that you really wanted their help.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking financial help. I'm talking just be there for me. Just call me. Let me
understand what you're going through.
And because I have lacked that at some point, I have come to realize that people are naturally selfish. And you will pick yourself first. If you don't pick yourself, you will lose yourself. You will lose your life.
And it's just going to be RIP.
Yes, and that's all. And they'll move on. Well, let me tell you, there was a time that I thought, you know what? Let me go. And the thought of, when I go now, this one will come and say, oh my God, she was like a friend.
Yeah.
No, she was such a sweet person. But 2 hours later, let them invite her out, dressed up, ready to turn up. Who has lost? Now me lose. So I'll talk to myself and say, okay, this is what it says. What can I do? My God, I'll hold on to my God. Help me. And
I don't like to bring God into these conversations because everybody believes today.
True. So just look for, I don't know, some people believe in the universe. Some people look for whatever it is you can believe in.
It's for me, what I'm trying to drive at is that most of the time when we talk about it, we actually do talk from a place of privilege.
Selfish. Yeah.
We actually look at it from a place of, there's, even if you're down low, the fact that you have one person you can actually talk to.
Yeah, people are selfish.
I'm feeling somehow. And she'll be like, auntie, what's wrong with you? Oh yeah, now take this money, go and buy ice cream. Some people don't have that. Some people, even if they call 50 people, the person they come on, get out from here. It's only you that is selfish.
It may not even be about money, Seb. It could just be about, oh boy, me Seb, they go through my home.
Some people are very like I was saying, we don't have emotional intelligence. People are not
Yes, some people
emotionally
lack it,
intelligent.
like
And
zero.
when you, okay, this thing that happened of Shibi, I saw it now, this hypo thing that happened of Shibi
Yeah.
that recently, and then they turned it to skits. They
Mm.
said saying they have like different flavors of hypo. It was funny, but they did ha ha ha. It was very funny, but it's not funny.
But in the
Mm.
actual sense, do you really want that person to die?
It's not funny because if you are eyeing over all those kind of things, you are letting people that are like having suicidal thoughts think my life don't
Mm.
really matter to
No,
these
people are
people.
really insensitive.
You
See,
understand? It doesn't
at
really
the end
matter
of
to
the day,
these
you just
people.
owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to be alive. You owe it to yourself to continue to strive, because the gift of people is a beautiful thing. But then again, if you don't have it, it can be tough. It can be tough. Honestly, I always say it that people, okay, somebody, I don't want to mention his name. Somebody died recently, very popular on Instagram. I think it was December or October. I can't remember now. And I went to check prior to that time, I didn't even know the guy. I went to check his page and realized that he had a lot of celebrity friends and everything. And this guy was depressed. So I was now checking his other posts and I saw that he was giving hints that, okay, this guy is depressed. This guy, but guess what? All his celebrity friends, I don't know if they did anything. That's why I don't want to mention the guy's name. But if they actually came together and say, let's help this person. Of course, somebody that is maybe depressed and broke financially, can't even afford to pay a therapist, can't even afford to, but if you say, okay, let's try to help him, let's do this for him. Nobody did that. But guess what? When he died, everybody were in his comment section.
And they will buy two
Oh,
cows.
oh, and making videos.
They will buy two cows because for
He just,
his burial will be on talk of town.
which, that is even if it is talk of town. That is even if they all go
No,
at the
no,
end
no,
of the
no.
day.
It's very good because most of that I was saying, most of people use that as
Mm,
ego booster because most of them want to come up and show off at
I
that
was
person's
like,
burial.
yeah,
I
mm,
was there. This
we're
person like
close.
we're close, or
mm.
try to fill up this person.
Sadly.
Okay, in like in my tradition now, we don't attend the burial of a young person. They don't allow a young person attend the burial of a young person
Mm,
because they don't think they think it's bad woman.
of course.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Mm,
And it just shows you should show that even there's some very religious belief that sentiments towards death. Do you understand? And they just see death as something that you just have to remove. I don't want to explain. You have to remove yourself from it totally. Especially if it's like someone that is close to you. Okay, my best friend died one time died in 2019, and I was not
sorry
allowed
about that.
to attend his burial. And I
Mm,
know how much I regretted it today because I think that would have been my final act of goodbye.
mm,
But I also understood my parents' sentiment towards not attending because it could probably cause depression
For you.
for that grief,
mm.
and it may just go way out of hand than
But
I
you,
could have controlled.
but you not going, would that not also like cause some sort of,
Me not going, I think it made me hold on to his memory of being alive. I
mm,
didn't see his body as a corpse. So the last memory I have of him
was
was when he
Okay.
was alive.
Mm,
Do you understand? And I also lost another friend the subsequent year, and it just made me just like, what is this death of it itself?
mm.
Do you understand? Like, what are we even here for at the end of the day? Do you understand? So I actually just believe that do your own good thing on earth, try and live a good life. You understand? Try and impact people. I even think material things is the least. Everybody wants to everybody wants to blow, everybody wants to
Mm.
be dangote, no
yeah,
cap. But I actually think that what matters to us on earth is how much impact we leave on people around us.
people.
Do you understand? And how much we are able to, be like a go-to person when somebody needs words of encouragement, when
Even
somebody,
even even if
Mm.
you're
you
not
know,
close to someone,
do you
but when
get?
people know that okay, they can have access to you,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
you know.
Checking up on someone out of the blues can just be the the joy, the
Yeah,
little light that person needed that day.
yeah.
No,
Mm-hmm.
truly, and I believe that as humans, we should do better.
Mm-hmm.
We can be very poor when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
No, we
should, we
act
should,
I
we
badly.
remember,
should
was it
try.
not, I think it was last month. Yeah. And there was this friend of mine, you know, who had lost touch. Of course she would view my Instagram story, I would view hers. But I realized that there was a time that me and this person were really,
Tight.
tight. What happened? Of course I knew one or two things that happened, with her, she was trying to face her, whatever. But I was always there, sort of, not always all the time, but I was always there because I also don't want a situation where it felt like or because we're not on the same income brackets,
Mm.
they were not rolling together anymore. Then just woke up that day. Then I'm good with birthdays actually. I love
Mm.
birthdays. So then our birthday was approaching. And I know that on this particular day, there's some set of people I wish I celebrate.
Mm.
And she was coming to my mind, and I called her. The number I called was that of a family member of hers. Okay, can I get her own phone number? Then they sent it to me. I called this person, and I kid you not, she was, you know, I don't know what would have happened.
Mm.
Maybe a day after, you know. And when I called her, she was so happy. She was just telling me that she not worry, that she's going to get back soon. I should not, then she texted me, we chatted on WhatsApp, exchanged, and that was it. Like, just to buttress your point of, when it comes to that, as much as we also have things we're dealing with, but the core people, maybe not core,
Mm.
but the people that that me and this person, we no fight now.
Mm.
Do you understand? And we usually should always check on them because they also have things they're going through. And sometimes um I may want to. Sometimes we don't even want our friends to know what we're going through.
Mm.
It's normal. It's perfectly normal.
Mm.
Because if you know that gist, I don't know where the thing could travel to. And sometimes it could also be from a place of shame.
Mm.
And sometimes it's also be from a place of self-preservation, as far you don't want to burden your friends with some
Yes.
things. It may not be
Yes.
shame,
Mm.
but just be, for example, now I know that my friend is going through something, and I'm also going through something. But based on how much urgent that thing is, I'll put my own
On
problem
hold.
on hold so that
Mm.
we can tend to
Yours.
to this person's own.
Mm.
So it could also be from a place of that too.
Okay.
It could also be from a place of that too.
So from Chola, I'm getting that you're saying that death is tragic,
It is.
and Tiana, you're saying that as much as we know that death is the end,
Mhm.
Yorubas will say death ni òpin cinema.
Mm.
Yeah,
True.
but I mean,
I mean, what I'm
it could
saying
just be
is
the
that
best.
death is final, but the way we humans react to the dead is very selfish.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
Prior to their death.
Prior to
but
their death and after
but
their
but but,
death.
but don't you think that I feel like for everyone that would die, that would was close to us or would be close or whatever, I feel like there would always be that I wish we had done better.
You feel very sad. Okay. Sometimes, and what I'm saying is that in the recent times, I'm starting to see that it's mostly performative how people react after people's death. Okay,
Yes.
you still see somebody saying, "Oh, don't teach the person how to grieve."
Mm.
You see somebody trying to dictate how
How you should
how
grieve.
you should
Like,
react
yes,
after death. And
truly.
you're like, what are we even talking about? You just
Mm.
not somebody.
Mm.
This is not the bone of
Telling
contention
you when
here.
to move forward, when it's okay for you to stop crying. Like, it's
Exactly.
okay.
So me,
Like,
I'm
move
just
on
saying
now.
that death is tragic, and as much as we are going through whatever we are going through, sometimes we should not see death as, how will I say it, the very big evil that it is. But
Okay.
for some people, truly, for some kind of people, some kind of sickness, some kind of ailment, and it can also be, or it could also be a way for them to just leave behind word of pain. You understand? And also, death can also be caused by depression. And
Mm.
depression can also be caused by mental health issues.
Mm.
So I'm just raising our awareness for mental health problems.
Mm.
Check on your loved ones.
Yes.
Check up on them. Tell them you love them every day. It doesn't have to be on their birthdays. It
Mm.
doesn't have to be on the day that they get like a contract or a promotion at work.
Mm.
Let them know how much that.
Yeah.
Let them know that it's perfectly normal to crash out sometimes.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you dramatic.
It makes you human.
Yeah. To crash out sometimes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for lending your voices.
Thank you.
And if you are listening, because this episode is is making me emotion. Okay, if you're listening, what do you think? Is death tragic? I think we have the answer already.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Very,
But I think
very
the
tragic.
reaction towards it is what wow. we're trying to say, okay, let's change our ways.
Yes, let's just do better as human.
And how do you react to your loved ones
Mm.
when they are dead?
Thank you. Thank you too.
Thank you so much, Tife.
Thank you.
This has been Conversations with Tife, and I'll see you in the next episode.